The mainstream media is seething right now because yet again they have to deal with competition. You see, during the most viewed trial of the year, many people chose to get their information from independent content creators rather than the corporate press. And it wasn't even funny. I mean, yesterday, Nick Riqueta had over 110,000 people watching his channel, and he wasn't even the biggest streamer. So obviously, the legacy media is very upset because, number one, they're losing money over this. They would rather have you watch their coverage rather than independent content creators. But more importantly, they're seething because this is the most important job a journalist has.
In an ideal world, political journalism looks like this. On either side, you've got the parties, fighting for the attention of the press. And in the middle, you've got journalists, sorting through what's important and what's just partisan bullshit. This is called gatekeeping, and it's one of the most important things journalists do. Political operatives can spin whatever talking points they want, but ultimately it's the journalists who decide what's newsworthy enough to pay attention to.
Which means that if people turn to independent content creators, the most important job that a journalist has, which is that of gatekeeping, doesn't exist anymore. So obviously they're going to try to do something about it, and from my knowledge, several YouTubers have already been asked for comments on why do they cover the Depp trial? Where did you get the money to cover the trial? So we are expecting a couple of hit pieces to drop within the next couple of days. But until then, we have this lady, which has issued a very interesting, disgruntled Twitter thread. For people who have been studying the misinformation campaign around the Depp versus Heard trial, this verdict is chilling. The success of Depp's redemption arc narrative reaves a lot of our social media platforms and ourselves. A thread of things I learned during the Depp versus Heard trial. So, the moral panic about misinformation, this is code word for people talking to each other without the supervision of the HR lady. Media literacy around this trial was abhorrent. Most people, even if they say they did not watch the trial. Citation needed. How do you know? Like, who are these people? Prove it. Oh, but like when the journalist says it, that's not misinformation. That is 100% proven. Like, she probably has 5 studies to show that every person that claims they watched the trial, because that's the category we're talking about, people who claim to watch the trial, did in fact not watch it. Even though there were live streams on YouTube, live streaming the whole trial, no interruptions, no clips, with 4 or 5 lawyers there dropping their expertise. But again, because you didn't watch NBC, because you didn't watch CNN, clearly you're uninformed. Because remember...
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us. And in full disclosure, let's take a look at what is in there and what it means.
And more importantly...
And that's exactly what I hear. What Yamiche just said is what I hear from all the Trump supporters that I talk to who were Trump voters and are still Trump supporters. They go, yeah, you guys are going crazy. He's doing, what are you so surprised about? He's doing exactly what he said he's going to do.
Well, and I think that the dangerous, edges here are that he's trying to undermine the media, trying to make up his own facts. And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah, if you look at the...
What economic purpose? Well, follow the money. Most of the viral content around the trial fell into a dichotomy of Johnny Good, Amber Bad. As long as your content fits the narrative, it could increase your views, audience, and earnings. In other words, doing what the media is doing. I mean, during the pandemic, didn't they do the same thing? Why did the media cover the pandemic nonstop? Because it drove ratings. Why did they fearmonger on TV? Because it drove ratings. They made money off of it. And all of a sudden, you're telling me that, oh, creating a narrative is wrong? Like, have you watched the Kavanaugh hearings? Where the mainstream media were fanning the flames, or the 2020 riots, where the mainstream media was trying to justify looting? Like, you're telling me that, oh, all of a sudden, she has found a narrative on social media. Like, this doesn't exist anywhere else. It's just on social media, yeah? posting from a pro-Amber or even neutral position means you will lose followers. There's no incentive to consider both sides. As a result, Amber's evidence have been largely ignored. You do realize that people aren't chained to social media. Like, they could have watched your coverage on NBC. They could have watched other independent content creators with different takes. The reason they are upset is because there were a lot of people on Amber's side that started watching this, and when it got to the recordings that Johnny Depp revealed, people changed their mind. And you have leftists that changed their mind. Because again, there's a lot of women that I know which are on Johnny Depp's side. I know content creators, and I have said this several times because it's true. The moment they started covering celebrity gossip, because this is what we're talking about, they noticed a huge increase into their female audience because YouTube actually shows you the analytics. You can see the number of women that started watching their channels on a male-dominated platform. And all those women were siding with Johnny. Like, I know independent content creators that now have a lot of leftists that are subscribers, and they're complaining about, you know, their other coverage. It's like, oh my God, but like, you can't say that because that's politically incorrect. Oh, I disagree with this thing, right? Because now they have leftists as subscribers because the left actually sided with Johnny. And the right sided with Johnny. And this is why the corporations are so seething right now, because it's their own subscribers, it's their own viewers that abandoned them. And now they're tuning in for independent creators, and they're losing money, they're losing influence, and they have to put a stop to this. As Adam Waldman testified in this trial, YouTubers and social media played an overwhelming role in the perception of this trial. People who consume their news from content creators, specifically news around this case, believe it is more trustworthy than mainstream media. You burned your credibility. It's not that people have moved to independent content creators and were convinced that, oh, okay, well, this independent content creator is capable of hypnotizing me like Mowgli was hypnotized by the snake Ka, and now I can't click away. No, like, people lost faith in the media. When you went for years going around, believe all women, believe all women, believe all women, something which is like inherently false, because women are human beings. They're not creatures of light. They're not fairies. They're not these magical entities that cannot lie. Any person that has a sister knows that at one point the sister lied. That, like, the sister lied and got the guy into trouble. People who have a mother know that the mother can lie. Like this idea that human beings are secluded into different camps and they don't interact with each other, and it's like you manage to discover that actually women never lie, and when they accuse someone, it's 100% true. Yeah, and then you have the recordings showing it's like, oh, I beat you, Johnny. Who's going to believe that? When you have that recording playing, of course a lot of people are going to be put away, and they're going to stop believing the media. That's why people are coming to independent content creators. Not because, like, we managed to steal your audience. You shoot your audience away. A pitfall of going to YouTubers and TikTokers for coverage is that these creators aren't beholden to any editorial standards or journalistic norms. Okay, so when CNN is blackmailing American citizens, is that journalistic or editorial standards? We have terms of service on YouTube. We can't just say whatever we want. And by the way, I'll tell you something else. Unlike CNN, unlike NBC and all the other publications, we got a comment section. If we start burning our credibility, if I were to just automatically start pushing out misinformation and lying to my viewers, they would unsubscribe and they would call me out for it in the comment section. Do you know how many YouTubers have lost their careers because they started misleading their subscribers? Like, we just cannot do that. Even when it's like a tiny thing that I managed to do as a mistake. Like, I get a date wrong, or I get a name wrong, or I mispronounce something. You're going to see in the comment section a lot of people demanding accountability. Like, there's far more accountability with independent content creators than it is with CNN. Like, if CNN lies about the fact that there's not going to be an inflation, or they lie about the fact that there's not going to be supply shortages, where is the editorial guidelines? Where are the journalistic standards? We've known for a while that social media incentivizes bad behavior because it fuels engagement. The media has fueled the 2020 riots. They fueled the defund the police narratives, which led to a huge increase in crime. What are you talking about bad behavior? Like, independent content creators are like little children compared to the corporate media. Many of the criticism Amber Heard are rooted in misogyny. Yeah. So all the women that are criticizing Amber Heard are misogynistic, right? The judge is misogynistic. The lawyer from Johnny Depp is misogynistic. In fact, no, like this is an overarching conspiracy theory, right? Like all the men in the United States and on the internet, this is an international conspiracy theory that Kat is pushing, that all the men have conspired against Amber Heard. You know, that's a good thing. Like, let's assume this is the case. That's a good thing. I'll tell you why. Because this is celebrity gossip, all right? The lowest of the low. Literally, no one gives a shit about celebrity gossip. I would rather the misogynists focus on celebrity gossip than to focus on politics. You know, elections are coming up in the United States. You know, isn't it good that they're not focusing on that, like organizing, forming political parties, that type of thing, and they're actually just busy doing celebrity gossip? So, I do not believe for a single second that this lady cares about Amber Heard or that she cares about... They are upset. They are livid over the fact that their audience is leaving them. Many criticisms of Amber Heard are rooted in misogyny, but beyond that, they're also rooted in a fundamental misunderstanding of how trauma and abuse work. Yeah, I'll tell you how trauma and abuse works, lady, because I actually went at law school and I did speak with abusers. It's usually a pattern, right? Like the person that's an abuser abuses because of what's inside. It's broken in their head, right? So they have a pattern of abuse. They abuse all the women they're with. Like if they have multiple partners, they're going to abuse all of them. But when you have a person like Johnny Depp and he has his exes saying like, no, he never abused them. Right? Like you have X after X after X coming up. It's like, no, he never abused me, never touched me. And then you have Amber Heard like saying the most bizarre shit like, he made her walk on shards of glass. He had rings and he punched her with the rings. He had a bottle and he raped her with a... Like, what the fuck? You know, like that is so outstanding. That is so bizarre. It doesn't correlate with what every other woman have said before that. To the point where, you know, it's the court of public opinion. Don't you guys embrace the court of public opinion? Again, should we go back to Kavanaugh? When you guys embrace the court of public opinion? Oh, now it's not okay. No, like now, well, now it's about Amber, so it's a rich woman. You need to care because it's a rich woman. People cherry pick from Amber testimony, hyperfixate on her emotion, body language, lie about her, make fun of her. Yeah, again, celebrity gossip. Like people did that with Tiger Woods. People did that with Hulk Hogan. People did that with Kavanaugh. The media did this with Kavanaugh. Do you guys not remember the crying pictures? Do you not remember the crying pictures? Like literally everything they're doing. Kat is accusing independent content creators of doing the things that she's a master at doing herself. She works with the media. These are the professionals. This is the tactics that they have been doing for decades. So they know the tactics and now they're just accusing independent content creators. It's astonishing. The level of gaslighting, again, I don't understand. I thought that when the gas is going to reach an all-time high, like maybe when it's $10 a gallon, they would stop gaslighting because they wouldn't be able to afford it. But again, this is the legacy media. They're run by billionaires, by the 1%. They have all the money in the world. They can keep gaslighting when everyone else stops. This thread isn't going to be popular because reporting on this case fairly is really unpopular. Yeah, but like who decides what's fair? The jury is out. Unanimously. You lost. Like, again, it's so bewildering that even when the facts are in, you still deny reality. And of course, you know, they're probably going to go after the super chats. And my personal favorite is that I wanted to be on the right side of history. Oh, fucking hell. Celebrity gossip is now the right side of history. As if anyone is going to talk about this 3 years from now. Holy shit. The audacity of these people is astonishing. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.